Hi, welcome back. This is Justine Kincaid. Welcome to this video in a series of videos showcasing the functionality of Blackboard Learn in Original Course View as a learning management system. What we're going to get into today is going back to our previous video of creating test question pools. We're now going to create a quiz and using those questions that we created in that pool, and then we're going to make sure it's deployed and reflected in our grade center. So the way that we do that, there's two ways to do it in Blackboard. Either you can go down through Grade Center, you can go to the button that says Tests, Evaluations, and Pools, and you can create your test that way. But if you do that, then you have to come back up through Content, create the test again in order to deploy it. So we're going to take a bit of a shortcut, and we're going to start. If you go to your navigation over here and you click the down arrow, if you click on content, it takes you to this home page that we're at here. We're going to go to assessments and we're going to go to tests. Now here we are going to go ahead and say create new test. We are going to name it week number 5 quiz, and we're going to say submit. And now it's taking us to a screen where we can either create questions, reuse questions, or upload questions. Because we created the questions in our pool, we're going to go to reuse question and we're going to say find questions. All right, and so you see over here on the left-hand side we have pools and we have our questions that we created earlier. We're going to select up here so that it selects all of our questions. So you see we have 5 of our 5 questions submitted, and then hiding under my bar right here is the submit button. So I'm going to press submit. Perfect. Now it's pulled all of those questions over to my quiz, and then I'm going to say OK. All right, and so using the one I just created, I'm going to create a test now. So what it did by pressing create here is it had me go and develop one, and then it brings you back to this original screen. So now you have to select the quiz that you just created and you say submit, and then it's going to give us some options here. So these are kind of the settings in the background of the quiz. You can put a link description. We're going to have it to where it opens in a new window. We're going to make it available to our students. We're going to put multiple attempts and make sure that we have allow unlimited attempts clicked. We are going to set a timer for 90 minutes. We are going to include this test in Grade Center score calculations. So we want to go ahead and include it so we don't have to create a different one, so that way when we grade it, it automatically populates our Grade Center. And then we want to make sure that this is basically when you're going to show the results and feedback to the students. We're going to show after submission. We want to just show the score per question, so we're not going to necessarily give them what the right answer is. We're just going to tell them either they got points for that answer or they did not. And then we are going to do randomized questions, and we will press submit. And now if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, you see that before I started recording this video, I had already created the ones for the previous weeks. So we have week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, and week 5. And now let's go over to Grade Center and make sure that they are all showing in Grade Center. So let's go ahead and view that in full screen because it's easier to scroll, and you see our quizzes are there. So awesome. Everything pulled over like it was supposed to, so that's really cool. And let's test something out, because I think that if you go over to Grade Center and you click on tests, it should be just our quizzes in there. Yeah, perfect. So just our quizzes are in there. If you go to Grade Center and test, you can see just those quizzes because they were developed like tests. So that is it for this video. In our next video, I'm going to go into student mode and I'm going to play around a little bit and then go back into instructor mode and grade some stuff and just make sure that our course is working the way that it's supposed to. So stay tuned.